You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. It is 10:27 right back here on this third day of July. You know, talking fireworks, talking celebrations. I'm ready to add some White Dove release to the Alton Riverfront tonight. How do you think, Roy? I mean, I think that'd be great.
Let's do it.
Roy Williams Jr. the second?
The second.
Excuse me, Roy Williams the second in studio. We're talking the Williams family White Dove release. Now, I got to ask right off the bat, I'm going through this and went, how unique is this? Because we don't have very many opportunities like this around town.
That's right.
Now, we were talking off the air before we get into the deep dive of this. You're one of three in the state of Missouri and Illinois.
Yes, one of three. We have a St. Louis Dove release. That's over in St. Charles, Missouri. That's my mentor, Greg Bruckerhoff. And we have Show Me Doves. They're in St. Louis as well by Steve Fortner. Mm-hmm. Two good guys. They were doing this long before I came into the game.
Wow. I just think this is so fascinating because you're right. I mean, we were talking, this is perfect for any occasion, whether or not we're celebrating a life, we're celebrating, a life too in itself, or, we have a birthday, 4th of July, you name it. Yep. This fits it.
Yes, sir.
And now, has this always been of interest to you?
It just I work at a funeral home. My family, we own Kathy Williams and Sons Funeral Home, and I was in the process of helping a grieving family, and they wanted a Dove release. I didn't know anything but to go straight to Google, and I Googled Dove release near me, and I ran into Mr. Greg Bruckerhoff. Mm-hmm. He came to the cemetery and told the family that, the doves represent their loved one going home and that they're going to his house. And once he did that, I was hook, line, and sinker. I've always had a soft spot for pets. And he and I are really good friends. He showed me the ins and outs of what needs to be done to run a successful Dove release business. And here we are today. I'm able to share it with the Riverbend community.
This is fantastic. I think it's so cool. And especially, too, because, your family's business is a staple in this town. And
Thank you.
Generations of generations have, trusted and utilized your guys' services to,
yes, sir.
Help us remember what better way to add on to it, too, than this.
Yes. I shared with other funeral homes as well. Gent, Elias Kalal and Shaft, Harrison. It's so big and it's such a blessing. You just can't keep it to yourself.
No.
What animal, pet that you have that you can release, it can do and go wherever it wants, but it comes back home to my house because I take care of it. I feed it, water it, give it shelter, so they return home to me.
No way.
Yes, sir.
So that's a man, you're a perfect segue. I was going to ask that next because to me, I'm going, well, step one is how do you maintain them all? Was that the biggest learning curve?
Actually, step one for me, when I got started, I started late in the season. Late in the season for me was September.
Okay.
Which meaning I'm transitioning to the fall. When going into the fall, you lose all the protection from the leaves and whatnot, the birds of prey. And going into winter. So for me, it was going straight to, can you take care of these birds over the winter? I did very well. Didn't lose any. They don't need any heat ran to them. It's just basically feeding them the proper nutrition and making sure no predators can get into their loft.
Wow.
So we did very well through the winter, and we hit it hard 2022. We're able to, share for families. We did a couple weddings and whatnot. And here we are, 2023, picking up where we left off.
I love this. This is just fantastic. Now, whenever do you hold them here in town, or is there a different spot that you keep the doves at?
Yes, sir. The doves, they stay in their loft.
Okay.
I have 3 lofts. We live in a residential neighborhood and community in Godfrey. Mm-hmm. Our neighbors, we're fortunate to have neighbors who love it.
Thank you.
They love it. The neighbors love it, and it's just a joy for everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Now, how long does it take for them to come back after you release them?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. If they've already been to that spot before, they get faster and faster.
Okay.
They get faster and faster from a particular spot. But
Yeah.
as far as on a learning curve, the bird can, after 30 days, a month, they're ready to fly. And they start off flying around the home. Once they pick that up pretty good, they'll start roaming, which means they're just kind of flying around the neighborhood, gobbling up different images and all the information, the sounds and sight they can. Once they do that, you're ready to put them in a basket and take them 1.5 miles away.
Wow.
And once they come home on a good time, you can increase the distance. 1.5 miles, 3 miles, 5, 7, 10, 20, 40, 60, it to where you feel you comfortable, you want to stop. When your birds start taking a little bit longer time to get home, that's where you want to stop and make sure we have that before we proceed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This is really fascinating. That's an art form in itself, is kind of, making sure that you got the geographical location for them and everything. Now, do you remember the first dove release you did?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I was just getting started. I wasn't even quite sure if I could do it. I knew the family very, very well. But again, being raised in the business with respect and, being able to, say the right things at the right time, I nailed it. And,
there you go.
and that was, the rest was history.
You can't beat that. And now, how many doves do you have on hand?
Currently, I have about maybe 60.
So you really got to be an animal lover, like you said, to corral it and maintain.
Yes,
and care.
Every day you're going out and changing fresh water twice a day, feeding, make sure everybody is happy and healthy, make sure, things are as they should be.
Wow, that is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, and too, it really shows that you have to be passionate about the doves and about this process and what it symbolizes, because if not, well, you aren't going to have very many doves to release during these occasions.
Absolutely.
And now doves are pretty smart birds from what I heard, aren't they?
Super intelligent.
That's what I thought.
Super intelligent.
And now have they figured out a way to work you yet for more food or anything?
They always have a spot. They always have a soft spot.
We're talking to Roy Williams II. We'll take a quick break. I got to pay a quick bill. We're going to come back and keep talking about the Williams family white dove release, ways we can utilize the service, and some more facts when we come back on our daily show.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Stop thinking about you. 10:35 right back here on this 3rd day of July. It's really Alton's 4th of July with the fireworks taking place tonight. Life's pretty good. What are you doing for the 4th? You downtown or are you going to hang out with the family today?
I'm hanging out with the family today.
Good for you, man.
I got a feathered family.
Speaking of the feathered family, how long does, if I call you, let's say, hey, I have my little cousin's turning 12 and I want to do this for her. She's hitting that milestone and growing. And how long does it take for, your setup and process for that day?
That's another great question. Well, number one, I look at the weather. I look at the weather and see what's going on for that day. And if the skies are clear, it's nothing that won't prevent us from flying. We'll go ahead and book your event. And I'm a hands-on type of person. Mm-hmm. I like to speak with my customer, kind of find out exactly what they're thinking, exactly what they're wanting. But it's just no time, 48 hours, no time at all. If the date is open and again, if the weather is clear, we can do it.
Well, and see that I didn't even think about that. Now, does the weather, if you got some clouds and maybe some obstructions in the air, can that mess with the bird's flight pattern a bit?
Absolutely. Fog, high winds, and precipitation is a no-no.
Really?
Yes. When the winds get up little bit higher. Every flyer has their cutoff point.
Okay.
I'm more like 25. With winds gusting of 25, I'll have to say, we're not able to fly. If it's raining very hard, we can't fly. Sprinkling, we're okay. But heavy rain is a no-no. Cold doesn't bother the birds at all.
Really?
Yeah, cold does not bother the birds at all. Even as I was previously speaking, during the wintertime, no heat. They don't need any heat. They get their heat through source of corn. We add corn to the feed, and they generate heat that way.
Wow.
With the gizzard going and whatnot.
That's interesting.
So the cold weather doesn't bother them at all. It's just mainly precipitation and high winds.
Your electric bill's thanking you,
They don't mind the heat as much either. The heat isn't too bad on them. You just got to make sure they stay hydrated, like all animals. Wow. But when it gets warm out, they're out. I have baths for them. Yeah.
Dude, I love this. Well, you're right. Because you can't just have a bunch of birds that you just house. I mean, you got to take care of these.
You got to take care of them.
Man.
You got to take care of them.
And now, how long do you have to, cycle out the birds every couple of years or anything like that?
Another great question. Absolutely. In captivity, they can live upwards to 13 years if you're taking care of them. But with that being said, you can't rely on one group of birds the whole time. So you're continuously training every year.
Wow.
Every year. So right now we have our 2023 young birds. We have about 10. We have about 10 birds that's never left the property. So we're not just focusing on them, but that's basically where our training is with young birds. But our older birds, you always just keep them in condition. We call that conditioning. And they also help teach your young birds.
Oh, I gotcha. Got some assistant coaches on the team.
Absolutely.
So how long does it take for you to get set up at somebody's house? So let's say I call you at noon. I say, hey, the festivities start at noon. How long does it take for you to get all the doves there lined up? About a couple hours?
Oh, absolutely. No. If you tell me that if it starts at noon, we're already ready to rock and roll at noon. I show up and it takes me 10 minutes, 15 minutes to set up our display. We have like a little display we set up and a little ceremony we go through. So we set that up and we're good to go. But as far as the birds taking flight, they need to acclimate. Just like how you put a bag of fish, new fish in the aquarium.
Yeah, absolutely.
You let them acclimate. So I take my birds out and let them set on the ground in their carrier for 7 to 10 minutes. Just let them look around to get the sights and the sounds, positioning of the sun. They have little tricks that they use as well.
Take a couple of breaths,
calm down from the car ride and whatnot.
Now that's is that why I was going to ask you this, and I was trying to find the way to segue it in. Is that why when we watch some dove releases sometimes, is that a bigger portion of why maybe they don't take off right away because we're doing it too quick? Or
well, unfortunately, everyone doesn't know how to hold the bird properly.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. You'll see a lot of the YouTube videos where the people are unfortunately holding the bird too tight, suffocating the bird. So sometimes when the bird just doesn't take off out the person's hand, they're not holding it properly. Other times, the birds are very, very intelligent. They see things that we don't. There's been times where I'm getting ready to do a release and I'll just see all the heads of the basket go straight up in the air. That tells me it's a bird of prey in the air. So if that basket opens up and they see their enemy in the air, like you and I, we won't just want to jump, jump right out there. So, they're live creatures. They have free will. They can do whatever they want to do. Man,
this is so fascinating to me.
Thank you.
And what I think is really neat is we can all utilize this service.
Absolutely.
And whether or not it's for that, wedding, whether it's a celebration or life. Have you had some really obscure requests yet? Like, I'm having my dog's 3rd birthday or anything?
I haven't. There hasn't been one that doesn't make sense. The doves make every occasion great, and I'm not just saying that.
No,
it makes every occasion great. Birthday parties, anniversaries, renewing your vows, everything.
Yeah.
It just puts a cherry on top of everything. Man, I love it.
I'm telling you what, I do too. I think this is really awesome. And now when you start this, just because I'm learning this as we're kind of going, when you do you start off with one bird like a symbolic dove that you release first and then the others fly up behind it, or how's that go?
Another great question. It depends on what the family is wanting.
Okay.
I'm not going to say our basic, but one of the most traditional is our Trinity Dove release, where it's 4 birds, 3 representing the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and the 4th bird represents their loved one, or our spirit bird. Sometimes the family likes them all to go up together. Sometimes it's individual. It's no No, it does no preference. It's,
Yeah. That's really interesting. And how long does the occasion last? About a half hour or 10 minutes?
Well, again, I like to perform a little bit.
Yeah,
So I like to tell people who I am, what I'm here for,
Yeah.
and with that spirit bird, I like to take it around and let everyone present touch that wing and not say goodbye, but I'll see you later. So after I go around and let everyone leave a prayer or a message on that wing, and then I'll give it to the next of kin, and the next of kin can let that bird
Well,
go.
that's a really powerful thing.
We like to include everyone.
Well, and to me, that's a really powerful way of remembering your loved one. And you know, I like that. Not saying goodbye because we will see each other
That's
later,
right.
you know?
That's
Just
right.
taking a little bit of a smoke break before I see him again.
That's right. That's right.
And now, what are your plans with this? I mean, you have a very interesting, outlook in this because you're one of three. The other individuals that are mentoring you are getting a little bit, older and might, unfortunately, you never know what business brings. What's your goals for the Williams Family White Dove release?
Well, my goal is to do this all the way until I go. My girls, I have 4 daughters. They're all, the 2 of them that are the oldest, they're super interested in it. But with that being said, I plan on assisting those 2 gentlemen in all capacity I can, and being one of the only guys in the area to do it. With that being said, you're going to need a team. So when the time comes, I'll build a team of dedicated individuals, guys and gals, who want to travel and continue to share this hobby. It's a passion. You got to have a passion for it, though.
That's what I'm noticing with this. This can't be, a business card printing business. I mean, you really got to love what you're doing with this and love the reason you're doing this, too.
Absolutely.
Wow. And now, how long does it take to get you booked? Should we call a few weeks out to get everything lined up?
Just call as soon as you're possible. As soon as you get that idea, I like to start crunching.
Yeah.
Crunching thoughts. Let's kind of get some things going because people don't realize our birds have to be home an hour before sunset. I got a call earlier this morning. A lady wanted to do a dove release, but the dove release couldn't be done until 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is too late. So if there's little things that we can twerk to make that event work for you, the sooner the better.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and like you said, communication's key,
Yes.
because I'm sure everyone thinks their events like every one that you do, but every event's different.
Every event is different.
Wow, this is so cool, and I really just can't thank you enough for stopping by today, man.
Thank you.
I told you, we'll talk 10, 12 minutes, but I took you 20 because this has just been too cool.
Thank you.
And with that being said, what's the best way for us to reach out and get scheduled, or maybe just get some more insights on how we can utilize this great service?
Yes, the best way to reach out is you can give us a call at 618-593-6748. You can follow us on our Facebook page, Williams Family White Dove Release. There you'll see all the events going on. We're going to be showing up in the community, the amphitheater, all around town.
Yep, and you'll see me at the amphitheater tonight, but stay tuned. I have some breaking news in 10 minutes. With that being said, one last thing I wanted to ask you that I find fascinating. What was the biggest eye-opener for you with the Doves? Because you have 2 mentors. Was there one call that you're like, man, I don't know if I can call on this one because this is weird?
Well, the biggest eye-opener for me is that these birds just continue to train me. I learned so much from the birds. For instance, they pair and they mate for life. So when me and my wife are, not that we're going through, but they're a reminder to never give up. Always keep going. Have faith. So that's the big eye opener for me, is that as much as I train the birds, they train me as well.
Wow, that is really cool. And I'm telling you what, you guys might have to stop by my my place for a special occasion, because I think this is just amazing. We've been talking to Roy Williams II, the Williams Family White Dove Release. Follow him on Facebook by just going to Williams Family White Dove Release, giving them a like, a follow, and a share, or just watch this video on demand. Roy, thank you so much for your time today, man.
Thank you for having me.
This is so cool. 1046, a little bit of change. We'll take a break, come back with the All-Star Award, take a look at tonight's firework festivities, and wrap up our Monday, and start our... Now, did you take the day off?
I did not. I'm headed to work now.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Never mind then. I was going to go into this diatribe on why we should have Monday off. Another person who never has Monday off is Lisa Webb in 3rd Street Realty. I'm buying my first house.
Oh, congratulations.
Closing on July 11th. I was just talking to you about off the air. The reason being, Lisa Webb and her team at Third Street Realty closing for $585 down.
Wow.
Unheard
Wow.
And what I think is great is whether or not you're like me buying your first house, maybe you're bought $500 by now or sold $499, or maybe you're talking foreclosure. Lisa Webb's family has done it all. And what I like, woman-owned but family operated.
There it
where
is.
Family values matter, and she's going to put your family's values first as you start that next chapter. For more information, thirdstreetrealty.com, or hang out with Lisa and I on the third Wednesday of each month with Third on Third with Third Street Realty.